Okay, today I'm at Circle B Bar Reserve, which is part of Polk County Park System. It's a great place to come see nature, just natural Florida wildlife here, including alligators. We won't see any of those on this particular walk because we're not going to go that way. The best way to walk to see plenty of gators historically has been around this trail here, which is called Alligator Alley, currently closed due to hurricane damage in 2024. So what we are going to do instead is we're going to take a wooded, shaded trail that is it's commonly known as the Tree Frog Trail. It's a great trail for just enjoying nature. There are some birds that are along that trail as well. It's a very popular park for bird watching. Bring a smartphone and you can actually get a little guided path, or you just come along with me. One of the things that's great about Circle B Park is that you won't notice any real landscaping other than mowing around the visitor center, which will be a different video for a different day. They just basically just maintain weed-free trails, and the rest of the park is left to just go as natural Florida would, including the decay if a tree falls down. Other than just cutting it out of the path of the trail, they won't mess with it. They'll just leave it alone, which is awesome because it works really well for facilitating just the natural habitat of a lot of different wildlife. You know, something as common or easy to know about would be a woodpecker, but then there's plenty of microorganisms and termites and ants and so many other things that would, just enjoy and live naturally because of that. So there's a number of different trails you can take at Circle B. I've said this before in other videos. It is Central Florida, and even in the winter time, it can still be hot and a lot of sun. So make sure you bring some sun protection. A sun hat is good, especially if you're going down towards the Rabbit Run. It's wide open in the sun. But what we're going to do is take Tree Frog Trail, and that's where it begins right here. This is an unpaved section of trail. Most of Circle B is unpaved. It's just a little bit around the visitor center that is, so plan accordingly. Good walking shoes is recommended. There's not any real hills to worry about, but you will encounter gravel, dirt, and lots of sand. And there's a lot of tree roots that grow up and protrude from the trail, so watch your step. I find myself doing it all the time. It's pretty tempting to just gawk around at nature while you're walking, but it also runs the risk of a trip. So Circle B trails go off in a couple of different directions. I would say that if you really were in the mood for hiking, you could probably walk around here for an hour and a half maybe, and not see the same thing twice if you plan your path correctly. I generally double back because I like to park at the entrance, which there's not a ton of spaces up there because that's not the main parking lot. And then just walk not Rabbit Run, but the Tree Frog Trail. It's a little less traveled because if you do go to the main section and park by the visitor center, this round trip walk is about a half an hour, about 15 minutes of a solid walk each direction. And because there's no gators to be seen on this trail, it doesn't end up being as popular as Alligator Alley would be. One thing that's great is the Spanish moss. Just loves to overhang, grows off of all of these trees and cohabitates nicely. I suppose those that have seen it a lot get used to it, but if you're not used to it, it adds a unique ambiance. Like here you can see this canopy. These southern oaks arch over the trail with some of that Spanish moss hanging down, just creating a really neat environment. It's the middle of the day here in April, and The sun is mainly not on me due to this shade, which makes for a great walk. Up here on the left is a little sign that talks a little bit more about why they call this the Tree Frog Trail. And part of it is because this is really where they love to stay and live. Several native species of frogs here in Florida, and that's what they listed on that sign. And there's some other ones that are non-native, and in some cases are even poisonous. So it's good to know your frogs. However, it's hard to find them on this trail, especially during the middle of the day. They're excellent at hiding. They like the shade, same as I do. Again, you can see a combination of trees throughout here. And I won't have all the names of these, but there's even along this trail, there's some fruit trees. And in the early spring, usually around February, they will produce. And if you're here at the right time and you can reach one of them, you can get yourself a wild grown piece of fruit right off of a tree as you walk this trail. I've not been lucky enough to actually grab one. This is one of those trees. There's still some fruit at the very top. The evidence will sometimes come around though, where you'll see somebody has grabbed one and then they'll peel the peeling off as they enjoy it on the walk. There's a squirrel. You don't have to come to this park to find a squirrel. Often you'll find an armadillo or two along this trail, and they live up and around this area. And every once in a while you'll also see a raccoon, trash pandas. This is not a park for pets, by the way. Not allowed, don't bring them. You can quickly understand why in the event of an alligator encounter. Your pet would become a snack and no one would be pleased. So leave your pets at home. I'm about to turn this corner, which is a little over about the halfway mark, and just walk a little bit before I land the plane on this video and let you just enjoy the sounds of Circle B Park on the Tree Frog Trail.